a countrywide project, almost a book club, in which we had to read one book overall, one Beha. And this book is called Dear Martin, that Nick Stone wrote. And during this time we had a lot of classes, not classes, rather meets, in workshops in which we talked about the book itself, because we had to first read it. And we talked about a lot of topics that were in the book itself. Yes, we had a couple of tasks in which we expressed the themes of the book. We had to write a poem about ourselves called Just Because. We had to make some identity wheels and such. Overall, we had some projects that encompass the whole meaning of the book.
So thanks to our main project, One B&H, One Book, we had an opportunity to reach out to two other schools, one from Zavidovići and another school from Bosanska Krupa, and our school, Druga Gimnazija Sarajevo. And we had an opportunity to attend or to participate in six online workshops, for which involved professors and students participating together, and the other two involved another instructor which gave us kind of tutorials on video editing. And of course we had great time in Konjic together, and we had an opportunity to develop our social skills, to develop talking in front of large groups of people, and we had an opportunity to meet new people, to make new friends, and we had a great time together.
Well, on this special weekend we gathered with our partner schools to talk about special topics such as othering and belonging, and we also had group work where we met other people and became friends with some of them. We also had incredible experiences, and some of them are really great memories that we keep with each other. And yeah.
So we had 3 competitions. We had to choose one of them. It was either an essay, a poem, or a cartoon based on the characters from the book. And I did participate in it, and I wrote a poem in which I wrote about one of the main characters, Manny, and his struggle in life, and I won an honorable mention. So we did meet with Nick on Zoom, and it was a wonderful opportunity to meet the author. She told us about her ideology, which she shortened to power, and it says it all in the name.
Well, I think it was quite an extraordinary experience because it's not very often that somebody would get the chance to speak, and it was also quite nice to have this ability to talk to other people in a way that I enjoyed, where we could discuss not just the book, but various social issues, which I think was the main takeaway from at least the first full discussion, was just how much could be discussed, how many issues could be taken just because of one book. It was quite an honor to be chosen for not just the first discussion but the second, and actually to be able to listen to quite an important contemporary American author. And I found the experience very enjoyable. It was quite interesting to hear a different perspective, a more American and foreign perspective on certain issues. Well, I think othering is really a type of practice that some people do, where some people, we put them in certain boxes, I would say. We try to separate them from most norms, and we try and separate them based on various factors, whether it be race, religion, sexuality, anything like that. And it's very harmful to people because any type of alienation can cause quite severe damage, whether that be emotional to the person themselves or their social capacity. So it doesn't just affect one person. If we alienate anyone, really, it can affect multiple people because it will affect the way that that person can communicate and kind of speak to other people. So I think othering is something that's quite dangerous, really. Although we only think of it as the effect on one person, it can have an effect on quite a few people. And it also affects a person's general well-being because they start thinking differently, they can't have many positive emotions. It's mostly taken by all negative emotions.
Well, to begin with, othering is us versus them. That's an act of not involving other people in let's say some activities or in our group of friends that we surround ourselves with. Othering, as I said before, us versus them is a huge problem of today's society. We can see it everywhere, and especially in high schools and in that period of time, because we are growing older and we kind of do not pay attention on how our words and our actions, which impact they have on other people around us, because they have emotions too.
Well, we have to understand why somebody might want to alienate somebody else, and we have to take steps to avoid that. Usually it would be because they feel quite certain emotions towards that person, usually hateful, whether they're angry towards that person. We can then try and generally make it so a society in which we find ourselves, because we have to remember that othering doesn't just happen at one level, it happens at several, whether that be between friends, between families, because they don't accept somebody, or it can happen at a national level with a country completely eliminating a certain group. So I think if we were to move on, we would have to change the way that we think about a certain topic, and we'd have to become more tolerant about that certain topic, because in the end, that is what causes the alienation and the othering.
I believe that no man in this world should be othered. I believe that there should be no double standards for anyone, and I believe that we all deserve equal justice.
And I believe that every man, woman, or child should be treated equally, regardless of their race, ethnicity, or religion.
It's in human nature to feel the need to belong somewhere. We need to give attention and to receive from others.
The way we can get rid of othering is to change our mindset. It's not us versus them, it's only us. We're together in this world. We all belong here. there is no difference. There should not be difference regarding religion, race, skin color, I don't know, like gender, culture. We should all be equal because we are made from same flesh and blood and we breathe the same air.